According to Bleacher Report, the New York Giants are a top 5 destination for Mike Evans in free agency. We go back to the rumors prior to the season where the Giants were linked as a Mike Evans trade destination. Let's kind of just catch you up on the story as you're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports, and I'm your host, Marshall Green. If you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up icon. Mike Evans and the Tampa Bay Bucks were unable to come to a contract extension prior to the year starting. And Mike Evans said, I don't remember the date, he said, if we don't get a deal done prior to week 1, we will not negotiate during the year, and I will not play football for the Tampa Bay next year. Is it a threat? I don't know what it is, but I'm not so sure that he is going to be back with the Tampa Bay Bucks. The question is, though, should the New York Giants go out and pay big-time money for a wide receiver like Mike Evans, who will be 31 years old when the season starts? Who Mike Evans has never played in the NFL and not had less than 1,000 yards. Well, this is what Bleacher Report had to say about it. Evans' presence would immediately elevate the G-Men's offense to a much more respectable and well-rounded one. A much-needed change after the squad ranked an abysmal 31st in passing yards this season. The team has been able to move the ball on the ground during the Daboll era. New York has put up nearly 130 rushing yards per game over the past 2 years and needs a receiver of Evans' caliber to take this unit to the next level. And I agree with a lot of what Bleacher Report had to say. Mike Evans is one of the best to ever do it at the wide receiver position. There is a reason he is going to have a gold jacket and a bust in Canton, Ohio. And he's great. I mean, look at the stats. 13 TDs this year. 1,300 yards almost. 6 TDs last year. Over 1,100. 14 TDs the year before that. Over 1,000. And then in 2020, he had 70 receptions for almost 1,100 yards or just over 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. He's great. He's really good. But he's 31. And I think his best days are behind him. And I know I always tell you guys this. You can't be scared. Scared money don't make money. You can't be scared to go draft another tackle in the top 10 because it didn't work out for Evan Neal. But I'll be honest with you. I can't shake the Kenny Golladay trauma. I can't shake it off. I think and it's disrespectful to Mike Evans to even put him in the same note, in the same book, in the same sentence, in the same light as Kenny Golladay. But a 31-year-old receiver whose best days are behind him and coming to a new team and a new organization with shaky QB play and shaky O-line play. I say all that to say the Giants do need a wide receiver one. The Giants do need a game changer on the outside. The Giants do need a special player at their first receiver spot. And Mike Evans would fit that bill. But for how long? For how long? 31 years old. Is he good until he's 34? Is he good until he's 33? Are the Giants and Mike Evans away from competing? Or does using that money to go sign an offensive lineman and an edge rusher more worthwhile? I'll ask you, should the Giants sign Mike Evans? Type S for sign, type P for pass. I'm going to say pass on this one. I'm going to say pass. I think he's going to end up a Houston Texan. That's my prediction. I do know this. If a move does happen, the Giants sign Mike Evans. If the Giants do anything this offseason, we're going to break it down on this channel. So subscribe for free videos every day. Underline with a $5 super chat. What up, man? Play Daniel Jones the first 8 games of the season to boost his trade value and hope we can get the 3rd pick for him next year's trade deadline. I don't think anyone's giving up anything of value for Daniel Jones, to be honest with you. In a large part to do that is they don't want to inherit that contract he's on right now. I don't think that there's much trade juice for Daniel Jones. Also, trading Daniel Jones kind of gives the Giants a lot of dead cap money. Hope we can get a 3rd pick. I don't think you're getting a 3rd round pick for Daniel Jones. I don't. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But underline, I don't think he has trade value, and I don't think you're getting a 3rd round pick for him. I don't think Daniel Jones will be traded. The next time in the transaction log that you see Daniel Jones will be following the 2024 season where he is cut by the New York Giants and will carry a $22 million cap hit for 2025. We'll get to more questions coming up in a second, but first, I got to give a huge shout-out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the promo code CLNS, and Prize Picks will match your initial deposit up to $100. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. All you do is create a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you simply choose more or less on their projected stat line. NFL, NBA, college basketball, and so much more that you could play Prize Picks right now. I'll put all that information clickable down in the comments and description. If you're going to play daily fantasy sports, do it with our proud sponsor, Prize Picks. prizepicks.com/CLNS. Chris Blades, what's good, man? Appreciate the super chat. Trade Barkley for Diggs and grab Jaden Daniels. The Bills aren't trading Stephon Diggs. I don't want to say never, but I just don't think that it happens. $31 million dead cap hit if they trade him. The Buffalo Bills have a $31 million cap hit if they trade him pre-June 1 and $8 million cap hit if it's a post-June 1. But then you'd have an $8 million cap this year, next year, year after, and after that. I don't think the Bills are trading. I don't. Do we want Stephon Diggs? Seems kind of like a drama queen to me. And he's 30. Let's get a guy that's going like this instead of a guy that's going like this. A young buck. And they have Cook, the running back. I don't think they want Saquon Barkley. Jaquicks, my man. What's up? Do you think we will sign Hollywood Brown in free agency? No. I want nothing to do with Hollywood Brown. You have Hollywood Brown at home. His name is Jalen Hyatt. Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't need Hollywood Brown. Rich Rob, or Rob Rod, my man. Trade up to number 1. Franchise QBs are not falling from the sky often. Trade Barkley and Jones for another weapon and go back to Earth, Wind, and Fire days of Jacobs, Bradshaw, and Ward. I would love to trade up to number 1. That is my job. That is what I want to do. I want the Giants to trade up to number 1 and get Caleb Williams. I don't care what it costs. Because you don't have anything in this league until you have your franchise quarterback. And he is that guy. He's a franchise changer. He uplifts your franchise. I would do whatever it takes. Bobby Alexander, a.k.a. Rob Rod. Absolutely. $50 super chat. That's big time. We appreciate you. Thank you for supporting this channel. Let's go Giants. What if we draft Joe Alt and get a weapon for DJ, and we get a pass rusher next to Kayvon like Danielle Hunter, and get Cooper Beebe and Xavier Worthy in the second round? So draft Joe Alt, sign Calvin Ridley, sign Danielle Hunter, and get Cooper Beebe and Xavier Worthy? Sign me up, but I don't know how likely that is. I don't see the Giants spending big-time money on a receiver and an edge rusher and an offensive lineman. And if I could only spend money on one of those positions, it's O-line. It's been neglected for far too long. Go get an offensive lineman. John Giants, trade to 3, get Daniels or MH. Can I get a shout-out? Shout-out to John Giants. The only way I'm trading up in this draft is to select Caleb Williams or Drake May. I don't want to trade up for Jaden Daniels. And I don't want to trade up for Marvin Harrison. And it's no disrespect to those players. Those guys are going to be good in this league. I'm just not trading up for anyone but those 2 guys. Jaquicks, back again. Marsh, we need a wide receiver to actually break 1,000 yards, break 1,000-yard season. Haven't done that in a while. With our wide receivers, Mike Evans will help. He would absolutely help. He would come in and be a stud. But I don't think you're getting Mike Evans and an O-lineman. And Mike Evans and an edge. Like, Mike Evans is probably going to want 3 years, $80 million. 3 years, $85 million. 2 years, $50 million. And also, I bet he probably wants to go to a contender. And just some rumors I've heard, he may be a Texan. From Galveston, Texas, 30 minutes shy of Houston. Went to Texas A&M. Supposedly loves C.J. Stroud, and he may want to end his career in Texas. Just what I've heard. Bush Kid, Jaquan Jackson. Let's make this happen. Old speedster from Tulane, huh? A little punt return speedster. Hey, look, more offensive talent. I'm with it. You got to get more offensive talent on this team. What round is he being mocked in? Like second and third? Look, I'm cool with drafting another fast receiver. You got to have speed on the outside, man. And I just kind of keep going back to the games down the stretch of the season where I saw Tyrod Taylor in there. I think we actually saw the way this offense wants to operate. They want to throw that thing. If Jaquan Jackson can stretch the defense, I'm in. Mike G, who's the Giants DC next year? That's a great question. That is a great question. I don't know. I think they're waiting for Leslie Frazier to be done taking head coach interviews, and they'll interview him as a DC. I also think Sean Desai is a name to keep your eye on. Sean Desai, former finalist to be the DC before Wink Martindale was hired, just fired from Philly. I'm keeping my eyes on those two guys. Make sure you are subscribed to New York Giants Now by Chat Sports so you don't miss a thing all off season long. Free, informative, and entertaining, passion-driven content for free every day. Subscribe right now.